Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey, how's everybody doing? I am 1,000 shy, just about to 100K. And I feel so awesome. Walaikum assalam, sis. How's everybody doing? It's good that y'all are doing well. I'm telling you, this little 100K was a grind. I don't know what nobody else be doing to get all the 2, 3, 4, 500K super fast. I don't know what they do. I'm not throwing no shade on nobody. I just don't know what they do. Thank you, Michael, for kicking off the contributions. Thank you so much, sweetheart. I don't know what they be doing, but I know this much. My 100,000 was a grind. I don't know about nobody else's 100,000, but mine was a grind, grandioso. This is grind. It was grindiferous. Okay. Thank you, David. Say, Sister Kendra loved your cook earlier today. Thank you so much. We're going to kind of continue the trend. I so much appreciate that. Thank you, Ty Boxing. So you put in the work, you get the 100K reward. LOL. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Greatly appreciated. You know, thank you, Philip. Thank you, Eid Mubarak. Oh, Eid Kareem, inshallah. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate just the early support and contributions. Really, really thank you. We haven't even gotten into any cook at all, and I greatly appreciate all of you. I've been here since 2018. I think I got my channel in 2019. I want to say my own channel. The end of 2018, 2019, I did my channel. But I've been in the space. I was in the space earlier than that on, just kind of other people's panels and things of that nature. And so I've been here for a minute. That's why I don't take kindly to a lot of the little talking points now. Oh, the women just came into the space and then they got all of the subscribers super fast. And then I didn't. I can't speak for everybody else. But I did not. I didn't just jump into the space and then everybody gravitated towards me. No. I put in work. There was work here. Work was put here. When is a hyena not talking about me? I don't really pay that no attention because I'm gonna tell y'all why. I don't tell y'all why I don't do beefs and stuff no more. Because when I was a smaller channel and I wasn't really taking it seriously and I wasn't taking this as really a business or anything like that. Thank you, Miss Lou Casely. I would get down into the mud and I would jump down into the mud and I would go back and forth and, I would talk this one and talk that one and blah, 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 blah. I would have words to say if I heard somebody, and all of that type of thing. It actually takes too much energy to do that. And even then I would get tired of it. Even then I would get tired of it. And, but now the reason I don't do that is because my subscriber base, I care about my subscriber base. Okay. I don't just come here to get clicks and likes and then whatever that takes and whatever that does and whatever that, all of that is. I don't do that. I don't do that. I actually care about my subscriber base because my subscribers do not come here to hear me go back and forth with content creators that they may not even know exist at all. It attracts a certain type of crowd when you always, in the midst of the BS and you in the midst of the foolishness and you go on, video for video. That doesn't actually grow your channel. It attracts people that want to see the drama. And then as soon as the drama is over, they're gone. And you're left with whether or not you're talented enough to hold a channel and hold an audience. And attract them every day to your channel, to your content. Because that takes you having actual content. Beefing with people and making content off of other content creators is not content. I know somebody not gonna like that. But making content, talking about other people and other content creators and what you thought, that's actually not content. Somebody said, thank you, Ruminant. So I can attest. I watched you go through the female equivalent of the hero's journey. Thank you so much, sweetheart. And you've been down. Ruminant been down since the beginning. The Ruminant is pretty much a day one. Thank you, Barry. Somebody mentioned collabs and word of mouth and doing that and grow your channel. I agree that those things do grow your channel. But at the same time, it's almost a minefield to navigate about who to collaborate with and who not to collaborate with. Because you want to make sure to the best of your ability at a particular time that you are aligning with people that actually aligned with you. Sometimes they do, and people are solid, and sometimes they're not solid. They're not as solid as they say that they are. And you find that out later. And you're like, oh, probably shouldn't have made that little association. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like sometimes you get egg on your face from it. Somebody's not going to like it. Somebody's going to think it's a problem if you go here, you go there. So you have to be really mindful as a content creator about what collaborations that you agree to, which platforms you agree to show up on, because to a certain extent, it's an endorsement to your subscriber base, depending on the context of you being there. And so as you grow as a channel, you actually have to think about that. That's not haphazard. I would lose a lot of subscribers if I started beefing with people, because people don't come here to hear me do that. Plus, it's not feminine. Wait, it's gossip and it's foolishness. I hear a lot of what people say about me. A lot of it is not flattering. Sometimes they mention my name, sometimes they don't, and you just know that you're being talked about. I just can't. Because if I pay attention to what everybody else is saying, I would never be able to get to my content. And then I would never be able to add value to my subscribers. Thank you, Ty. Say it's a con disguised as a tent. Thank you. Exactly. Thank you, Bertram. So just finished reading my autographed copy of your book. I see Pulitzer Prize in the future. I'm actually gonna read it a second time. Oh, thank you so much. That's such an awesome thing to say. Thank you so much, Bertram. We're gonna actually go into the subject matter at hand. Okay. We're going to get into the subject matter at hand. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you an Instagram video. You probably already seen it, of a teacher fighting a student. Okay. A black female teacher, and the student is a girl. Okay. So let me go ahead and share my screen here so you guys can see this. It's grainy. I can't really help that, but hopefully you'll be able to hear and see what's happening. Here we go.
Does not apply to everybody else. That's my phone. No, you did not keep nobody else's phone. And you finna give me my.
Don't touch me.
That's on my mom.
Don't touch me. Girl, don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Get a t-shirt.
Fuck you. Somebody get a teacher. 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 Somebody get a teacher. I don't give a fuck. Get out. Get a teacher.
My shit. Why does the rules not apply to everybody?
Okay. So I'm going to stop sharing. And we're going to come back. Now, I don't like that. And this live stream is going to be all the reasons why that was a problem. Was the child out of line? Mm-hmm. Sure. Child is out of line. Child is unruly. Child is unruly. The woman ain't no better than the kid. She's no more mature. She doesn't have any more conflict resolution skills than the child. She doesn't have any more foresight than the child. She doesn't have any other emotional equipment to deal with that situation that is better than what that child has got. And I guarantee you the child's mother is just like the teacher, which is why the teacher don't get no respect. See, it was a lot wrong with that situation. Thank you, Dee, for fighting a student. Really, all she had to do was get the hall monitor, and we good. Kids are always quick with the mouth, and she only took her phone, not the others. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate that. Now, she took her phone. Who knows the circumstances of why the phone was taken and things of that nature. Might I add that she was actually scrapping with that little girl. She was much bigger than the girl, but she didn't physically command that girl like you would have thought. Like, couldn't she have just yoked her up a little bit? Like, isn't she physically stronger than that girl? Anyway, thank you, Silver Fox. That teacher was wrong. She pushed that child. They don't have any conflict resolution. The emotional stunted growth, the emotional arrested development is what I'm going, because the child is going to be stupid if you let the child be stupid. The child is going to be unruly if you let the child be unruly. The child is going to be mouthy if you let the child be mouthy. See, this all go back to that home training that black kids no longer have. Ain't nobody gonna respect these so-called adults because the adults don't act like adults anymore. They don't carry themselves as though they are not the peers of the children. This starts at the house and it carries on outside because the child learns from the typically the single mother that she's her peer. I can talk to her and I can interact with her like I do my little girlfriends. My mama, not my mama. They calling their mamas by their first names. The mothers are trying to be friends with children. They are not good disciplinarians because they don't have emotional control enough to be a good disciplinarian. And let's just face the fact that women do not carry natural authority in their person. They don't do that. Typically, listen, natural authority is masculine. That is actually in the masculine energy, that natural authority, the natural ability to exude authority just because your presence. You don't have to have a title. They ain't got to know your name. They ain't got to know what you do for a living. They ain't got to know why you there. Most men are able to exude natural authority because he's there. Women don't do that because we can't do that. We can't even do it with children beyond a certain age. They operate like kids. So the kids never get to see that there is a proper dynamic that's supposed to take place between a child and an adult. They never make that distinction because the line is blurred by their so-called mamas. There is no family hierarchy anymore. They don't exist. Thank you, Kendra. Said crazy that this happened close to where I live. And thank you so much, Micah. Said, why is this lady teaching in the classroom without underwear? The children do not understand that dynamic. And what destroyed that dynamic was getting rid of the men. Getting rid of the men, both inside the home and outside the home in the greater community. Remember what Nina Turner, the woman that I was doing a video, the video y'all couldn't hear, and then I came back and did a live stream. She said we need more man energy. We need more male energy. Why did she say that? She said that because this is the result of the lack thereof. I don't know, we in the black community, specifically black women, are going to understand that this is where the failure is. So that's point number one. She's supposed to be the adult, but she is unable to exert any natural authority even over a young girl. She does not command respect. See, black women and women in general don't know how to command respect. See, they think if they can intimidate you, you gotta respect them. But ain't nobody scared of women. Women don't get that. Ain't nobody scared of women. Nobody's afraid of women. Just generally speaking. Women don't come in and you be like, man, I gotta really do what she say. I mean, unless she carrying that air with her. You got to be carrying a mama, grandmama air in a room full of children for the children to be like, I don't think I should try her. And they'll still try you. They scared of men though. Men can exude a natural authority that women cannot do. And then command the respect that women cannot. And it comes from his masculine energy. It's not, he ain't even got to be, 6-7 foot tall but he ain't got to do all that. He really don't. If he exude enough masculine energy, everybody in the room be like, I don't know if I should try him. Might try to get a little mouthy and see once a masculine lion start roaring, that's gonna be problematic. Any cub will submit. But if you declaw a lion and you take his fangs out of his mouth, which is what black women have done to black men by and large in the community, even that is limited. Thank you, Ranger One. Say, hey, Crimson, heads up. Saint Picard, Star Trek Picard season 3 episode final show. Watch feminism, lesbianism will be the future of leadership in the 21st century. Hint, Michelle Hurd and Jerry Ryan. Thank you so much. If you declaw a lion and defang him, he's not really effective. And if the children know he's declawed and defanged, they don't fear him either. Because he can't bite and he can't claw. I'm going to tell you what I mean by that later on. She handled a conflict with a child like a child. Furthermore, she handled that conflict like she would have handled it with her child. See, she's interacting with them kids the same way as if she was their mama and they were in the house. She don't do nothing different. There's no line between the personal her and the professional her. It's all the same person. And if that was any indication of how black women handle altercations, not even altercations, but conflicts between themselves and children, then now you should be able to understand why there was a teen takeover in Chicago. Do you understand? There are no men in the home to exert the authority so that the child and the woman can grow up. Y'all don't really want me to get into that. Why are the majority of black women in the community emotionally immature? Why? Because there are little to no men around. Men grow up the children and the women. I know y'all don't want to hear that today. Women only get to a particular point without men of emotional maturity. Men make women go up because he makes her accountable. You grow up because now you're accountable to him. And when you're accountable to an authority over you, you have a tendency to think before you act. Thinking before you act matures your level of thinking so that you won't act spontaneously and emotionally to everything like a child. That is really the work of masculinity on femininity. It grow it up. Thank you, Frederick said men don't live under delusion and chaos. Single mothers are growing up children like this. Exactly. Thank you, KB's outstanding work. Thank you so much. And then quick to so I don't need no man raising me. Yes, you do. All women do. This is why we never outgrow the father, but men outgrow their mothers. We never outgrow the need for fathering. It just changes perspective. It goes from a platonic familial relationship with your biological father to a sexual romantic relationship with your husband. But the dynamic of him giving you 4 P's and growing you up, still there. He matures you. He matures you. That's what I mean by growing you up. He matures you. He take you right out that fantasy world. Come here. We can't do that. But I just thought, no. This is how it's gonna go. This is how this goes. Okay? Okay. You got it? Mm-hmm. I'm good. Okay. Come here. Real easy. If more than 70% of our homes are being ran with women that interact with their children like that teacher interacted with that little girl, no wonder we don't have anything and that these children is running wild. I don't blame that child. I do not blame that child. Let me make that real clear, because that child figured out how to act like that from the house, where there's little to no structure and little to no discipline. You yelling at your kids and trying to whoop them, that's not discipline. I'm sorry to say that. Yelling at your kids and then trying to whoop them and beat on them or whatever that is, that's not discipline. Because first of all, that's the first place y'all go, yelling and trying to hit somebody. That's actually supposed to be the last resort. Do you realize my father could exert all the authority that he wanted to do speaking like this? Rarely, my father had to raise his voice to us above his normal speaking tone. His serious attitude and, God forbid, his disappointment was enough. That was enough. That was enough to set it straight. We good. Now, Kendra, you know I don't play that, right? Yes, sir. So why was you in school? Why did the teacher say you was doing such and such and such? You know I don't deal with that. Correct? Yes, sir. Am I going to have to repeat it? No, sir. I'm disappointed. That hurt worse than any whooping. That hurt worse than any whooping. I'm disappointed. My daddy probably whooped me once. I think my daddy probably spanked me one, maybe 2 times. He might have spanked me twice. I was a good kid, and my other siblings was good kids. So we was all good kids. We was good kids because of him. Not mama. Mama was light work. Mama ain't gonna do nothing but yell. Mama gonna yell, and mama, she gonna, I don't want to get into it, but she gonna yell. Mama was lightweight work. Because she was always yelling and always mad, it would become desensitized to that. It was daddy we didn't want to smoke with. Because he's not emotional. See, by the time he get his hands on you, he's not even mad. And that's the worst part. By the time he get his hands on you, he's not even angry. This is just what it must be at this point. He putting hands on you because this is what I got to do. Them was the worst whoopings. That was the worst one. I remember that whooping because my daddy administered it. And he didn't do that. His presence alone. That's the point I'm getting to. My father's presence, even in a dysfunctional household, was enough to keep us in line. Because I didn't want that smoke. Smoke with daddy. Because any other time, daddy is laughing and joking and petting you and babying you, especially us girls. We was daddy's girls. So we were big and grown. He wants you to sit on his lap and all that kind of stuff. That's daddy. Daddy don't want to whoop you. He really don't. Because he know if it got to him, you was real out of hand. Daddy want to give you candy. Daddy want to take you riding. Daddy want to play with you. That's daddy. If daddy got to break you down, daddy do all that playing, but you know daddy, you know not to play with him. You know he mean what he say. And you had better not get out of pocket. That's understood. He did not have to say that to us. He did not have to reiterate that. He did not have to reinforce that. He did not have to repeat that. He didn't have to do none of that. He didn't have to do none of that. His presence alone was enough. You knew not to play with daddy. Mama, we try mama all day. You don't care nothing about all that. She mad. Okay. You can be mad. You always mad anyway. Whatever. What's the difference? We didn't care. But we didn't give her smoke because we didn't want his smoke. That's why after a couple of times we go ahead and do what she say. Do what she say. Because we know if we keep it up, she telling daddy. And we ain't got no answers for daddy. Daddy gonna sit you down and he want to know why you did it. He want to know what was wrong with you. And you a kid, you just doing whatever. Anyway, we might do some overtime today. Because there are a lot of things wrong with this. I'm going to get back into why we see what we see here. But for now, we are going to hear a word from our sponsor. So after these messages, we'll be right back.
First, Gamer vs. Gamer does not consider itself a game truck. To clarify, a game truck is one that pulls up to your home, opens its doors, and tells the kids to go play video games. The entire focus of a game truck is on playing video games. That's not what we do at Gamer vs. Gamer. Our entire focus is actually on celebrating your child's birthday. Only 65% of what we do is video game related. The other 35% of our time is spent on a choreographed recognition of your child's special day.
Happy birthday. Wish we were there. Sorry we missed it. But we'll see you soon. Love you.
Which includes singing, eating, special videos, and the opening of gifts. We chose to use video games as a tool to entertain children at the party, not as a substitute for a birthday party. We only advertise as a game truck because that's what the general public associates us as.
Gamer versus gamer.
Gamer versus gamer. We look forward to treating your child like the most important kid in the world on their birthday.
Hi, Gamer vs. Gamer. Thank you so much for my birthday party.
This show is being sponsored by the wonderful people at Gamer vs. Gamer, who is more than just a game truck. They don't just come through with video games to bore your children to tears on their birthday. What they do come with is an entire experience that you as a mother and the father get to set up for your child. And Gamer vs. Gamer really takes care of everything that you would possibly need to take care of in order to put on and host this elaborate birthday party for your children. It comes complete with games, catering, a 30-foot trailer space in order to hold the party, family, friends, other children, popcorn, pizza, cupcakes, all of those different things that make a child have one of the best memories that they're going to carry forward until their adulthood with their birthday party. So if you are in the Atlanta metropolitan area, you or anyone that you know with children with birthdays coming up, please do yourself a favor. Hit the link at the top of the chat, gamerversusgamer.com. Go to their website, give them a call, set up a wonderful birthday party, and have them to help you create a love letter for your child. All right, before we get back to it, because now we're going to cook. I got my tangents out of the way. So bam, 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 bam. You got to hit the like button. Bam, bam. You got to because we have 324 awesome people who have already hit the like button. Let's see if we can get the next 400 people to hit the like button. Now let's get back to the real cook, the real issue here. This so-called teacher actually allowed herself to get into a space where she was emotionally competing for dominance with a child. Okay? This is problematic on several levels. She actually allows herself to get into a space where she is battling for emotional dominance, for dominance over a child. This should never have gone that far. It went so far that she got into a physical fight, not discipline. Not discipline. That was not discipline. That was a fight. Thank you, Rosa. It's absolutely impossible to build a moral, stable, functional Black community based on a nation led by rambunctious zealots, 304s, retired or not. No one is more scandalous and predacious than these types of females. Thank you so much. She got into a fight with her like a student would have gotten into a fight with her because they are peers. For anybody wondering why the child did not have respect for the adult, is because the adult is not an adult. Haha. In the eyes of the child, the adult is not an adult. The adult is a peer. And we explored that a little bit. We'll be going back to it. She sees her mother that way. Her mother act like that teacher. She probably jumped in her mama's face. There's no boundary. No boundary. Because masculinity helps to create those boundaries even within family dynamics where it is so important. Masculinity does that. Not femininity. Women do not do that. Women need men to, that is why system, order, and structure is something that men do. Because they actually put it in place. No, you cannot do that. That's why they didn't want the men in the house. So they could run the kids like they wanted to run the kids without any system, order, and structure. No boundaries. That means they can raise them chaotically. That means they can prey upon their children. That means they can sexualize their children. That means that they can do anything to their children. They can abuse them in various different ways. And there's nobody that's going to come and check her for what she's doing with them kids. So no, the little 12, 13-year-old girl in this video did not see her teacher as an adult because her teacher's not an adult. And she proved it by getting into a fight with her. Instead of sending the girl, here, take the phone, but go to the principal's office. I'm going to walk you to the principal's office because there's no system, order, and structure. Why is there no system, order, and structure in the school? For the same reason the men are missing out of the school, like they missing out of the churches, like they missing out of key important institutions within the community. Black women made sure to take those, to flood those institutions and boot the men out of them. So the rampant immaturity of Black women ultimately stems from the lack of masculine energy inside and outside the home and within the community. At the very least, it is diminished. Because like I said, Black women made sure to flood the schools. So she gonna be the principal, she's the teachers, she's the other staff member, she's the lunch lady. Too many women. Black women made sure to flood middle management positions. Black women made sure to flood key political positions, especially local politics, where the policies have the greatest effect on the community. I can't tell you how many Black female aldermen it is in Chicago that's in charge of what go on in the immediate communities of the district that they in. And most all of them are failing in infrastructure. We don't get the funding that we need in these communities because she don't know how to fight for the community. She only fight for women's stuff, Black women's stuff. She don't fight for everybody. In making sure that the various districts and communities that they are in charge of get the funding that they need in order to run the schools that's in their district. You know what I'm saying? Your alderman is the person that you would contact if it's too many potholes in the street. If you need a gates, if you need a park, if you need, you know what I'm saying, to something to build, or you need whatever, things like that that's in the immediate community. This is who you would talk to. You would get in touch with your alderman. And then if it is a project that is too big for them to give a green light on their own, then they take that to a committee. And if enough people in a community in their district are clamoring for this, then they have a stronger case in committee. That, okay, our community need this, that, and the third. But since black women want to be in the mobility seat for the community, this is where we are. Complete and utter chaos, complete breakdown. Listen, where are the male teachers at? The men have basically just exited stage left, like, we can't do this with y'all because they defang the men. Limited male presence because the masculine presence is not valued by black women. I'm going to give you an example. You'll have a school, high school, or even like a middle school. All black, mostly black. The teachers will be women. The principal's likely a woman, and all this type of stuff, they women. The only men that'll be there will be like the security guard. But you know why ain't nobody scared of the security guard, hall guard? Put a 1 in the chat if you want to know why ain't nobody scared of him. Because he don't have the authority to punish them without taking them to another staff member. And 9 times out of 10, that staff member is a woman. So the optics tell the children what? That black men, even if he is in a position to be the security and to be the one to be able to, exact some type of discipline or something like that, he actually can't do that unless he gets the go-ahead from a woman. So the women are the one with the power. Oh, he's defamed. So we could do anything in front of Mr. So-and-so. Because Mr. So-and-so, all he gonna do is take us to principal such and such, and then that's a woman. And we runs roughshod over her. No pecking order. No pecking order. So he ain't got no choice but to be cool with the kids. And they don't respect that either because he too cool. So you know what's left? Get the police into the school like a prison. Are y'all seeing the tapestry come together? The only thing, because the police are autonomous away from school staff. See, he don't have to answer to the principal or the teacher. And this is how you get 5-year-olds, 10-year-olds, 9-year-olds, get them arrested, manhandled. Because the police ain't gonna be cool with you. He coming in with full gear on. He not an off-duty cop or none of that. He got a squad car outside. He got his cuffs, he got his stun, he got his baton, he got his gun. And when he's standing there just looking at you, you really don't want him to deal with you, because if he start meddling, he gonna treat you like y'all are outside on 79th and Colfax. He gonna treat you like he saw you on the corner of Madison and Pulaski. Thank you, Rodney. Said the security guards can't touch the students. Anyone, even at level 3 or 4, you still don't have lawful order. Exactly. So this is what we are looking at. This is what's going on in the Black community. This is why I don't blame the child for it, even though the child was out of order. But everything in the Black community is out of order. And it's because the women don't want the men around. This is what I don't need no man resulted in. I don't need him. And the women were so short-sighted as to believe that men were only the money and stuff like that. They did not count what else men do, what else they bring. What is the real difference between masculinity and femininity? They don't know. They thought they could do anything that the men could do and do it better. That they could run the community better than the men. And now that the community is on fire, all but burned to ashes, now you got them same women. Now you got Lori Lightfoot talking about home training and learning stuff at home. Now you got Nina Turner talking about we need more male energy. Now you got these professional women who got where they got because I don't need no man. You understand that? Now all of a sudden, now that they see the mayhem that has ensued because of it. Thank you, 39 Dina. Now they run around talking about we need men. Really? I thought women could do it all. I thought Black women could raise the kids better than the men could. I thought y'all could run the community better than the men could. I thought you was the most educated. I thought you made the most money. Black men ain't on your level. So why the community ain't doing, we should be doing excellent according to y'all. According to the accolades that hyenas give themselves, the Black community should be the best community in America or the world. But we not. And then you don't want nobody to come here and say, oh, what you mean Black women's at the bottom? And you don't say nothing good about Black women. You do better, we can talk about better. Thank you, G Money. So they can't count what men do because they don't understand it. No matter how well Crimson Q explains it, they don't want to understand it. Exactly. Thank you, RBG said a young married white woman and Nupkia. I don't know what that means. Teachers not getting in fights with Black children at school either. Wonder why. Because I'm going to tell you why. Because the children see other women and other demographics of people as adults and respectable. See, children are extrapolating it based on who their mothers are and what they look like and what they act like. There's an archetype that doesn't garner respect from them. White women don't fit in that archetype. Other groups of women don't fit in that archetype. Other groups of men don't fit into that archetype either. Only Black females fit into that archetype. So when the child sees that archetype, they automatically don't respect it. Oh, this is just like my mama, just like my aunties, just like my sister. Girl, I handle them a certain way. So I can come to school and handle the teacher or the staff or the principal or whatever a certain way because they act the same way as my mama do at home. I have to have no respect for them because I go toe to toe with my mama. And they look around their house and ain't no man around to put the smack down on nothing. And when they look around at school, there's also no men to put the smack down on anything. So the micro and the macro matches. Why would they change their response? They're not going to change the response. You have to put them in front of somebody that don't fit the archetype. Now they don't know how to respond. They can't respond like that because they have no pre-knowledge about how that's going to turn out. So automatically, let me tread carefully. Thank you, Kendrick, so that teacher dressed like the student's mother. Exactly. The children are the way they are because I don't need no man. And I'm going to tell you another mantra that did it too. Aside from I don't need no man, did this. Y'all want to know what the other mantra was that did this? Put a 2 in the chat if you want to know what the other mantra was. The first mantra was I don't need no man. The second mantra was nobody better not touch my child. Nobody better not touch my child. Nobody better not speak on my child. You better not touch my child. Why not? Don't speak on my child because it holds you accountable. Because you're accountable for what your children do. That's why we can't speak on what your children do. And you want to act like you want to clothe that in some type of offense. Like somebody's, victimizing the kid. So everybody, because they better not nobody touch my child. Now you let the child hear that. What kids gonna do? They gonna test that theory. Let's see how much I can get away with because I know my mama is gonna act a fool no matter what I do. Even if that woman had not fought that child, let's say the child gets to slap her a few times and the woman just restrained the child until a hall guard or another teacher or something come along. That child could victimize herself. And she bruised me. And her mama gonna come up there and try to fight that teacher. Let's just say hypothetically that, like I said, that teacher didn't fight back. She just restrained the little girl. That little girl mama come up there and try to fight her rather than check the child for what the child was doing. Your teacher couldn't have took your phone had it not been out. Why was it out? So are you saying that the teacher went through your stuff to get your phone, or was your phone out and you was on it? Which one? Thank you, Pink Floyd said Black women don't measure success by the success of their community or sons, though. They judge success by status within the hive and optics. Exactly. Thank you again, G Money said a big example of this is the horrible act that took place in Dadeville, Alabama, a group of teens with no guidance. The children act the way they act because the mama can't give them any guidance because she's no more mature than them. She can't tell her children to have, limited time on a device. You can only get to be on your iPhone this long. You can only get to be on your iPad that long. You can only hands all night. She can't tell her daughter or her son to get off social media. She hoping to God they don't find her OnlyFans, or maybe she don't. Please try to restart the stream. Anyway, I was promoting my book. I also